Hey Power Tribe! Welcome back to The Power of Her, the channel where bold ideas, fearless voices, and unapologetic stories of woman-made power spark conversations that can't be silenced. Tonight we're tearing open a question that keeps exploding in comment sections and dinner tables across the globe. Are modern men secretly terrified of independent women? Or is that just another viral myth? Buckle up, because our deep dive, Feminism versus Redpill showdown starts now. The elevator doors swish open on the 29th floor of a glass tower in downtown Chicago, and there she stands, Isla, portfolio in hand, eyes lit with the steady flame of somebody who no longer asks permission to exist. She bought her own condo last year, negotiated a six-figure raise last quarter, and still finds time to practice Muay Thai before dawn. Her life is a living billboard for what social media hashtags call #levelup. But scroll to the comments under her latest LinkedIn post, and you'll see a different story. No man will ever wife a woman who flexes like that. Enjoy your success alone. The message: independence is inspiring until it's not. Historians remind us that for most of recorded time, a woman's survival hinged on the protection and permission of a man. Yet in the span of 3 short generations, women in much of the world have leveraged education, contraception, and changing labor markets to kick open doors once bolted shut. Economists celebrate, dating coaches panic. Somewhere between those two poles, millions of men and women are quietly renegotiating what love, power, and partnership must look like in 2025. TikTok stitches now pit soft girl era clips, candlelit baths, silk pajamas, aesthetic journaling against boss girl mindset montages of all-nighters, Google cow color blocks, and carry-on luggage sliding into first-class bins. Each side shouts, choose, but the real tension isn't about lipstick shades or board meetings. It's about identity. When a woman reprograms the ancient script that says, need me or you're nothing, some men feel their own lines erased. And nothing scares the human ego more than a vanishing role. Surveys from Pew and Gallup show that a growing share of men in their 20s believe marriage now offers few benefits for guys, citing financial risk and unequal expectations. Meanwhile, the same polls find that self-identified independent women rate emotional compatibility and shared ambition higher than income when listing what they want in a partner. 2 trend lines, racing in opposite directions, destined to collide. So here's our starting gun, Power Tribe. Independence isn't a side quest in the game of gender politics, it's the new main storyline. And tonight we're zooming in on the flashpoint where that storyline meets a centuries-old reflex called male pride. Why does that meeting sometimes feel less like a handshake and more like a car crash? Keep listening. Inside the feminist mindset, freedom, not warfare. To grasp why many women defend independence with revolutionary zeal, you need to understand scarcity. For millennia, the scarcest resource for women wasn't money, it was autonomy. When history finally cracks open and pours out choice of career, body, lovers, destiny, you clutch it like oxygen. Independence stops being a lifestyle trend and becomes a lifeline to self-respect. Modern feminism, especially fourth-wave digital feminism, reframes success as self-command, the ability to set one's course without coercion, guilt, or fear. That means equal pay, yes, but it also means the psychic quiet of knowing you won't be trapped in a loveless home because the rent is in his name. Independence is bigger than girl boss memes. It's a survival algorithm coded into every plan a woman makes. Critics claim feminists hate men or want female supremacy. In reality, most feminist thought leaders cite a very different goal: partnership built on mutual choice, not dependency. They don't want to replace men, they want to retire the bargain that trades obedience for protection. If that bargain collapses, men are free, too. Free from the pressure to bankroll an entire household or measure worth in pay stubs. Win-win. Theoretically, yes. Emotionally, not always. Because here's the raw nerve. Independence is also visibility. A woman who launches a fintech startup or finishes med school at 30 doesn't just live for herself. She becomes a mirror reflecting what could be for every girl watching. Mirrors scare people who built their identity on the old map. And when fear meets pride, it often speaks the dialect of contempt. So the feminist position is clear. Independence is non-negotiable. The subtitle, though, is softer. We're not anti-male, we're anti-dependency. If a partner can't handle that, maybe the problem isn't her freedom, but his fragility. Cue the incoming fire from the red pill trenches. The red pill counterpunch, fragility or reality. Walk into any bustling men's forum, from YouTube's Manosphere playlist to Discord servers humming after midnight, and you'll hear variations on the same lament. Women say they don't need us, yet they still demand everything from us. Pay the bill, defend her honor, read her mind. Meanwhile, she can dump you with a text because she has 20 backup options in her DMs. Strip away the anger and a simpler fear flickers beneath. Obsolescence. The red pill doctrine argues that biological imperatives haven't vanished just because society rewrote its HR policies. Men, they claim, are still evaluated for provision and protection. If a woman earns her own six figures, the masculine value proposition shrinks, unless, of course, he can overcompensate with status, height, or alpha energy. Independence thus becomes a threat to relational leverage, not because women are malicious, but because mating psychology is inertia wearing fancy cologne. Some red pill voices escalate to open hostility, labeling career-driven women masculinized or unfeminine. Others take a more analytical tone. Hypergamy is real. Women date up. So if men fall behind economically, rejection will skyrocket. Data partially supports this fear. Marriage rates dip when male unemployment rises. Yet the same studies show a twist. Marriages where both partners earn similar incomes actually report higher marital satisfaction. Reality, as usual, laughs at binaries. Still, fear rarely surrenders to nuance. Viral clips reward outrage. A podcast host screams that women over 30 with PhDs are doomed. It hits 2 million views in 48 hours, brand deals roll in, and the algorithm smiles. And so the ecosystem mutates. Rewarding extreme takes over complex truths. Each viral explosion convinces a new batch of 20-something men that independence in women equals extinction for men. But buried inside the anger is a valid question. If men no longer carry the weight of sole provider, what replaces that pillar of masculine identity? Society hasn't offered a coherent script. When identity is unmoored, panic is predictable. And panic, like gasoline, needs just one spark to blow. The collision course, comment wars and quiet heartbreaks. Picture the YouTube comment battlefield under any feminist versus red pill debate. It starts with policy stats, morphs into meme warfare, and ends with somebody typing in all caps about cats and loneliness, or soy boys with no backbone. Yet off-screen, real people nurse quieter wounds. A man who loves smart women but feels invisible at networking mixers. A woman who dimmed her brilliance on a first date because silence seemed safer than another rant about female entitlement. Researchers from the University of Essex coined a term for the tension: status dissonance. Whenever traditional status markers, male income, female domesticity, flip, couples must invent new equilibrium or implode. Some succeed spectacularly. Think power duos who trade meal prep for stock tips. Others detonate because neither partner can outrun the half-whispered suspicion that love still demands a breadwinner, and someone better fit the archetype. Pop culture fans the flames. Rom-coms still climax with the billionaire gifting the heroine a penthouse, not the other way around. Even progressive series can't resist the narrative sugar rush of a big male rescue. Meanwhile, influencers parade micro-luxuries, flowers, Birkin bags, surprise trips as evidence of devotion. The silence of text? His wallet her worth. Audiences consume it, then struggle when their own lives refuse to mirror the real. Independent women share hacks on splitting checks without drama. Some men swap Reddit tips on dating feminine energy women only. The marketplace of advice grows louder, yet genuine dialogue shrinks. Both tribes mistake monologue for conversation, forgetting that echo chambers may feel like applause but soundproof them from humanity. And so, what started as an economic shift has metastasized into a cultural Cold War. Not because love died, but because mythologies refused to evolve. Each gender's outdated blueprint is now a ghost haunting modern intimacy. The exorcism? Brutally honest conversation, plus courage to redraw the map, while already trekking the terrain. Easy? No. Necessary? Absolutely. Rewriting the script from fear to partnership. Here's a plot twist that rarely trends. Independence and interdependence are not rivals, they're dance partners. A relationship where both parties can survive alone, but choose to unite is fundamentally stronger than one built on dependency. Why? Because every yes is voluntary, fueled by desire, not desperation. Psychologists call this secure functioning. Two autonomous selves forming a cooperative system anchored in mutual protection and growth. It thrives on explicit agreements: who pays what, who cooks when, how careers pivot. Clarity kills resentment. When roles aren't assumed, they're negotiated. And negotiation is the opposite of intimidation. It's curiosity wearing grown-up clothes. So what does masculine identity look like in this brave new world? Maybe it's less about earning 100% of the income and more about contributing 100% of one's integrity, emotional availability, and shared vision. Likewise, feminine strength no longer means proving I need no one, but demonstrating I know my worth and I honor yours too. Equality isn't sameness, it's reciprocity. The culture won't shift overnight. Algorithms still sell outrage better than balance. But pockets of progress are blooming. Couples documenting dual income homeschooling on Insta, male therapists teaching vulnerability boot camps on Twitch, women's network spotlighting partners who champion their wins without shrinking their own. Each real story chips away at the caricatures. And that, Power Tribe, is where you come in. Whether you're a woman rewriting her narrative or a man brave enough to evolve beyond tradition, your voice, yes, yours, reshapes the conversation every time you refuse clickbait generalizations and choose empathy instead. Independence isn't the enemy of love. Fear is. Trade fear for curiosity and watch the gender war dissolve into dialogue. If this episode lit a fire or poked a bruise, tell us below. Are men truly afraid of independent women, or is society hyping a myth? Drop your raw, unfiltered take. We'll feature the sharpest comments in next week's show. Until then, keep rising, keep questioning, and remember, power shared is power multiplied. I'm your host name, and this is the power of her. Stay bold, stay brilliant, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, Power Tribe.